How to choose a proper typeface for a user interface or app? Just use Helvetica and you're done! No, of course not! Helvetica would be a terrible choice! Find out why and what to look for in this video. Welcome to Pimp My Type. Hello and welcome typography enthusiasts. My name is Oliver Schöndorfer, user interface designer and typographer. In this video series, I want to help you show the full potential of your website app or digital product by leveraging the power of typography. Yes, this is a long intro. See it in the other videos. So this is the third part of a mini-series about how to pick a typeface. In the first one I covered display text, the second one was body text, and now this is the third one for functional text, which might also be considered as user interface text. It's more or less a term that summarizes everything that's not display text and not body text. So this could be the caption of an image or a quote, or it could be within the labels of your user interface and navigational elements, all the text that serves a function, maybe an alert or a card or something that appears there. So in apps and digital products, functional text might take up the most part of your text styles. Let's take a look at this example. I'm sure you can read this, but the problem here is that it's not that clear, and in small sizes it doesn't work at all. As you can see, it just smushes everything together. Not good. And the C could also be a T, and always depending on the context. And if you need something to be really clearly readable, then this is not a good typeface. It's a display typeface. One test is the IL1 test. If you can distinguish these three shapes, the typeface should work in this way. On the left side, Gill Sans has the same shape for all the different characters. In the middle, Fira Sans, you can clearly see that's a lowercase l. The I, you need some context for it, but it might work in most cases, and the one of course too. And recursive, there it's obvious what shape is what character. What do open shapes mean? The apertures, which are the counters opened to the surrounding space, should be open. And as I said before, Helvetica on the left side is not a good typeface. You can see the apertures are very closed. These are closed shapes. For example, for PT Sans, they have very open shapes. So they are easier to read, especially at small sizes. It's much crisper, much better. Which brings us back to dark times where we had pain in our bodies. I think it was the year 2014. There was no lockdown, but I felt locked down in my heart because somebody thought that Helvetica was a proper typeface for Mac OS. And it was not. As you can see in this comparison here, Helvetica performs horrible compared to Lucida, which was the previous font for the operating system. It's harder to read, it's much harder to read, because everything on a low resolution display works worse. In a user interface, it's important that things are legible, which means that you can decipher the different characters. Not just readable, because you won't have long reading text, they must be clearly legible. When I had the privilege to play Half-Life on a VR set, I was just so shocked about the menu. Look at this, you're getting nausea from just picking things in the menu. You're throwing up, and this is not because of you moving around there, it's because of this tiny interface, of this tiny font in the interface. Who thought of this? Who? Summing up what you need to think about when picking a font for your user interface. It should work in tiny sizes, which means 10 pixels or 11 pixels should still be okay, and at low resolution, of course. And this also means your strokes should have little contrast. even strokes. Go for clean, open shapes and look for good distinctions. This doesn't always mean that this should be a sans serif font, but in most cases it might be. So I hope this helps you picking the font for your next user interface. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and as always, I'm so excited, I'm so happy, I'm thrilled if you hit that red button that says in terribly spaced all caps letters, subscribe, and see you next time. I guess just use Helvetica and you're done. Wieso lockt der Schaß nicht? White Balance Locke. Alter. Wieso lockt die nicht? Ich hasse diese Video-Settings alle. Wenn ich so mache, wird das jetzt anders? Nein. Und wieso lockst du nicht einfach? Bleib gelockt. Fuck. Okay.